Hello, Padawans. Let's talk about segregation. When conservatives lost the Civil War, their response was to create the KKK, Jim Crow laws, and segregation. They also used the justice system to put millions of African Americans in prison to keep them from voting. Give someone a felony record and you break them. You make them have to take whatever job you feel they deserve, and you prevent them from voting for a better life for themselves and their children. Conservatives lost the Civil War in 1865. Civil rights were not passed until 1965. The filibuster, an unconstitutional measure, was used to prevent the elimination of segregation and to prevent civil rights from passing. It took a long time to overcome that. So why am I bringing up this topic today? Because we are at a time where fascism is about to thrive. What did segregation look like in Nazi Germany? Have you studied Nazi Germany? Have you even watched a movie about it? Maybe Schindler's List. Jewish people were forced to wear a band around their arm with the Star of David on it. That was so everyone knew they were Jewish. Why? Because fascism thrives on racism and oppression. Keep in mind, fascism is a blending of corporations and government. What do corporations care about above all else? Profits. That's it, profits. If you deem an entire segment of society inferior, you can pay them a lot less to do the job, which increases corporate profits. And government can help really, really well with that, can't they? You can even put them in these camps where they're all collected together. One of them had the name Auschwitz. You can have slave labor, even though you don't have actual slavery anymore. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Did you ever study that or watch a movie about it? Did you ever watch Band of Brothers and see the episode where they liberated one of the concentration camps? That's important knowledge for what's going on in our country right now. It isn't Jewish people this time. It's undocumented immigrants. And after that, it will be other undesirable people. Undesirable people were also put into concentration camps in Germany. The first people to go into a concentration camp are people like me and a lot of my followers, the ones who I am talking to when I say hello, Padawans, at the start of my messages. Why do they put liberals in the concentration camps first? If they make it past the sidewalk outside their house. Because we are the ones that stand in their way and protect vulnerable people from their oppression and evil intentions. We are closer to the end of segregation and the passage of civil rights than the people who saw the passage of civil rights and end of segregation to the Civil War. We're closer. Yet people have still forgotten what kind of world we had. When Trump supporters talk about making America great again, what point in history are they talking about? When women couldn't vote? When women couldn't own a bank account or a credit card? When women couldn't get a divorce? When women couldn't get an abortion? When African Americans would get hung if they wanted to have an interracial relationship, God forbid they want to have a marriage and a family. But it's the voting or dating of Caucasian women that really got under the skin of conservatives, huh? How many young African American men died just because they were accused of one of those things? One of my heroes was John Lewis. John Lewis is the one that said, "Get into good trouble." That meant agitate the people who are oppressing others. God, this country could use him right now. He also said, when they're going to hit you, lean into it. What did he mean by lean into it? He meant show no fear. They're going to hurt you, but let them know you know they're going to do it, and you're going to stand there and lean into it to let them know they cannot control you. They cannot prevent you from demanding equal rights. Right now, DEI is the big thing for conservatives. What does DEI mean? A level playing field. It means that a disabled person has an equal opportunity to get a job and should be accommodated so that the person who has the most merit and best qualifications gets the job but might need a little assistance doing the job. You know, like a ramp for the wheelchair or an elevator to get to the second or fifth floor so that they can do the job where it is instead of being disqualified and giving an inferior candidate the job. Conservatives prefer the inferior candidate because they elected one. Donald Trump is the inferior candidate literally to every single candidate in history for any office, not just in America, but ever. He's literally the dumbest person to ever hold office in human history, and I'm talking all the way back to Lucy. And I'm sure a lot of Trump supporters have no clue what I'm talking about with Lucy. But my Padawans do. So when they want to segregate people, they want anti-DEI because they don't want to have to compete against a superior African American, a superior woman, a superior disabled person. They'd rather they get the job even though they aren't qualified for it. That's why they're against DEI, and that's a form of segregation. One of my favorite questions for conservatives for 25 years has been, name a single epic conservative accomplishment in history. You know how many correct answers I've received in 25 years? 0. Let's see, can that be a 0? 0. Not one example. I'm a historian, primarily. That's what the bulk of my education was. And I can't name an epic conservative accomplishment accomplished by conservatives. I can only name 2 epic conservative accomplishments, one by FDR and the other by Alexander Hamilton, 2 liberals. So why do people vote for conservatives if they've never accomplished anything? Could it be that they want segregation? They want the more qualified candidates who are undesirable to the Republican Party to be eliminated from the competition? Is that what they want to go back for? The period in time they want to go back to? Segregation? Or do they want to go back to 1859 when they could own African Americans? And, in fact, own women. Women weren't citizens until 1920. You can't be a citizen if you can't vote. That's a form of segregation, preventing people from voting. So why is it that conservatives are always seeking ways to segregate segments of society? You should ask yourself that before you cast a ballot for them. Are you undesirable for them? I am because I'm a liberal. I'm a liberal because I care about other people. I'm a liberal because I'm extremely well educated. That makes them want to segregate me. They sure the hell don't want to compete with me for a job. But they don't like competing against people who have pigment in their skin or people who have 2 X chromosomes. They sure don't want to compete against transsexual people or anyone in the LGBTQ community. They want to segregate all of us. They want to leave it just that little segment of society that hates those people. Think about it the next time you cast a ballot.